How can you forgive someone else for a relationship that went bad between you and the other person? Regardless of whose fault it is, you're just tired of harnessing that negative energy. This can be a relationship that you have with a partner, a spouse, kid's mother, a parent, sibling, child, childhood friend, adult best friend, teacher. Any relationship that went bad that you carry the burden of today energetically. How you forgive them is by forgiving yourself. Because one thing's for sure and two things for certain, none of us were born with the How to Do Life manual. The closest thing that we have to that is the Bible, and that's something we weren't born with. What I'm saying is each and every one of us, while we are here co-creating and coexisting and co-creating with one another, we are all trying to figure out this thing called life. I wasn't born with the answers. He wasn't, she wasn't, they wasn't, the powers that be wasn't, celebrities, influencers. None of us were born with the answers. And no one was born perfect, flawless. Whatever you call your creator, God, Jehovah, Christ, source energy, if you could sit down and have an honest conversation with your source, the one that loves you so much and honored you by bringing you forth into this reality, do you think that they have enough grace to forgive you? And yet you won't forgive yourself. And you sentence yourself to carry the burden energetically until you can't carry it anymore. I'm not saying to not care about what went wrong. I'm saying forgive yourself for carrying the burden and use the experience as an opportunity to grow. If source energy has abundant grace and forgives you, then why don't you forgive yourself? In order to forgive someone else, you have to experience what forgiveness truly feels like, and it starts with you forgiving you. Because when you experience the freedom of releasing that burden, you'll forgive people instantaneously because you realize it's about your mental and energetic freedom more than it is than feeling like you let somebody else get over on you. Now, on the other side of that, what went wrong could have been your fault. And most people will hold on to the burden to make themselves feel bad, because if they feel bad, it makes them feel like they're a real human being with feelings. Otherwise, if they just move on from it, it'll make them feel like, oh, they must be heartless and don't care. But essentially what you're saying to yourself is how you feel about me means more to me than how I feel about me. And how you feel about you is so important. Because here's a harsh truth, my friend. Whatever emotion we have inside of us always shows up in the form as something. Jealousy will show up in the form as you hating on someone. Love will show up in the form as you being a happy person. When you hold on to the dis-ease you feel and hold it in, that too shows up as something. Your stress and dis-ease shows up as disease or illness. And that's what I mean when I say you don't want to carry the burden until you can't energetically anymore. Truthfully, at some point, you're going to have to release it from your energy field anyway. So why not do it while you have the life force and power running through you? You owe it to yourself to be free. And that's what freedom is. Forgiving yourself for allowing yourself to harness these unwanted feelings so that you can release them from holding space of the things wanted. I hope this message resonates, and like my friend Q says, take what resonates and leave the rest. Until next time, be great.